can tell something different's happening today. Virginia, you start.
Oh, do I start with the yes, friends?
It's on the teleprompter.
Good morning and welcome to First Jefferson Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Virginia Thornton and I'm a member of the Religious Education Council, which is sponsoring this morning's service, as well as a member of the Worship Arts Committee, which supports the rest of the Sunday services year-round. With me this morning is Reverend Annie Furster, minister of this congregation.
Thanks, Virginia. And this morning, I am thrilled to be an honorary member of the Religious Education Council. I don't often get the opportunity to participate in the children and youth services. I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of fun this morning, as well as being an opportunity to be educated on some of the traditions we take for granted at this time of year. Virginia, do you have any announcements?
I don't have any that were given to me. I apologize if I've missed any.
Well, I see the eager faces of the children ready to participate this morning, so let's get started with a piano prelude. Thank you, Dale.
This morning, our call to worship is Approaching Solstice by Patricia Monahan. Yes, friends, the darkness wins, but these short days celebrate light.
Today, the lemon sunrise will last a few hours until sunset, but all day the land will glow pink and purple in the trees.
This is not a time of black and white, my friends, outside us.
Among us, too, let's sing what winter forces us to know.
Joy and color bloom despite the night.
We measure warmth by love, not by degrees. Please join me in singing our opening hymn, number 245. The words will be on your screen. It's Joy to the World. Our helper candle went out, and are you able to light the chalice from that?
So, light the helper candle?
Light the chalice.
Okay.
We light our chalice to celebrate the sun's rebirth. In just 2 days, the shortest day of the year will have passed, and the sun will return to us, shining approximately 2 minutes longer every day. Virginia, would you lead the congregation in repeating our affirmation?
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve others in community, to the ends that all souls shall grow into harmony with the creation. Thus do we covenant with one another.
You may be seated, please. I have only one question for you this morning, and that is, what is Yule, and how does it differ from Christmas, and how and why do we celebrate it? That's really 3 questions, but I used only 1 question mark, so I can say it's 1. Virginia, would you help me tell the story for all ages? We have a lovely story about Yule. This story is told in the beginning that there were 2 gods who were brothers, and like many brothers, they struggled with each other for power. One brother was the king of the forces of life and light and warmth, and he wore a crown made of green oak branches. You can see the 2 different branches on the front of your order of service. And brought with him all about growth and vitality and fertility and abundance. And he was called the Oak King.
His brother was the king of the forces of cold and darkness. He wore a crown made of the prickly holly branches and brought with him all the withering and decay, stillness and hibernation. He was called the Holly King.
Virginia, did you have some things?
I'll come down here, and now that we've introduced the topic of the story, do we want to have the kids come up and pass out elements?
Yes, and you've got some symbolism for this story.
If I can have the children who are also co-celebrating, anyone who wants to come up, come sit up here with me.
Okay.
Right, yes.
Yes. And she will pass out the symbols. Okay, the brothers were identical in strength, and so year after year, the same pattern was repeated. Each year, the Oak King would grow strong and mighty, and during his time of dominance, the light would gradually increase, bringing with it warmth and abundance. But each year at the height of his power, he would be thrown down by the Holly King. In the wake of the Holly King's victory, the light would gradually wane, and as it did, cold would come, and the land would go dormant. But at the height of the Holly King's power, he would be challenged again by the Oak King and would fall, and the cycle would repeat again and again and again.
Alone, the brothers were equals, but soon there came a race of beings known as people. The people watched this cycle, and pretty soon they began to take sides. The people loved light and warmth, and they feared darkness and cold. And so each year they would celebrate the victory of the Oak King, but they would mourn the victory of the Holly King. When the two struggled with each other, the people would lend the strength of their voices and bodies, their minds and spirits to the Oak King. But the Holly King was without their support. And so time went by.
Over time, the people's adoration and warmth and light only grew, and so they began to invent new ways to find light in the darkness and warmth in the cold. And finally, if they wished it, they could spend all of their time in the light they had created, and they could be warm all year long. But their efforts to stay always in the light and the warmth were not without consequences.
Generations passed, and the people began to notice that darkness was disappearing from the land, driven out by millions of lights the people had created. Animals, birds, plants, and even people began to suffer the effects of light unbalanced by darkness.
But it was not just darkness that was disappearing. Cold began to flee too. The whole world began to get warmer and warmer. Summer began sooner and lasted longer. Ice began to melt. Migrating birds and animals began to be confused about where to begin their migration. Plants found themselves rooted in climates that no longer supplied their needs. And the air was changing. And the winds that had brought rain and taken it away began to flow in unexpected directions, causing drought and flood there. Does that sound familiar?
The people began to see that their support of warmth and light over cold and darkness had altered the balance of the whole world. They began slowly, one at a time, to realize that the Holly King was dying. And for the first time, this thought filled them with fear. What would happen if the balance continued to be destroyed? Could they even survive in a world without the Holly King?
And in the world of the gods, the Oak King realized it too. And though they had been competitors all these many years, he also realized that he loved his brother deeply and could not live without him. The longest night came, and the Oak King and the Holly King met again. But this time, the Oak King had no heart for the fight. He laid down his sword and spear. He came open-handed to his brother, who was struggling just to stay on his feet. The Oak King wrapped the Holly King in a tight embrace, and he promised to set aside their enmity and to help his brother heal. And on the night when he usually claimed ascendance, he realized that the world was already too warm and too light. And so he laid the great oak crown on the head of his brother, took his hand, and each supporting the other, they went out into the world to see what could be done to restore balance.
Okay.
So all of these symbols that you gave the children, can they be put on the tree?
Yes, we're going to walk
Let's
over
do that.
and
The dark crown and the light
put
crown.
them on the tree.
The shadow balls.
We have a
And the
crown for the Oak King, and
the
we
different
have
hollies and oaks.
That's very good. Perfect. Wherever you want. Do you want some help hanging it up, or can you do it yourself? Okay, that's
Okay,
good.
while the kids are doing that, I'm going to
standing
go
up
on with the
thing. Sorry.
service. So, Virginia, you can stay there and help them, and
Yeah.
I'll go on to the next. We have been splitting the collection this month, all that doesn't go toward our pledges, with the minister's discretionary fund. Today there was supposed to be an envelope in your order of service that would have allowed you to put a full amount to give to this important fund, but we didn't put them in the in the orders of service. So again, today we will split the pot with the minister's discretionary fund. The board will be discussing at their meeting today who will split the collection with us for next year, usually 3 months at a time. So if you have any recommendations of organizations that deserve our consideration, please let the board know. You can either talk to a board member today before the board meeting at 1 o'clock, or you can email your suggestions to Board of Trustees at firstjefferson.org. And as the greeters pass among you this morning, please be generous. I'm going to start my first response with a reading from Dorothy Morrison's book called The Holidays. I think you don't have any part in this part, so you can sit down for a while. I think I'm right, Virginia, but
No, you're absolutely right.
there are many holidays this time of year. Some call for Christmas or Hanukkah. Still others celebrate the winter solstice or Yule. They are a time for reflection, for resolution, and for renewal. Whatever our beliefs, the winter holidays provide us with rituals to celebrate the balance of light and dark, and for welcoming the healing powers of warmth back into the world. I have Lily Purdon, who's going to read to you a piece about healing. Lily?
The healing, beneath the tree of light and life, a blessing at the season of Yule. To all that sit at my hearth, today we are brothers, we are family, and I drink to your health. Today we do not fight, we bear no one ill will. Today is a day to offer hospitality to all that cross my thresholds in the name of the season.
Thank you. A part of Yule is also about forgiveness. Forgiveness is important at any time and is often necessary to begin healing. This time of year, the end of one calendar preceding the beginning of another, it is especially important so that we can begin the new year with a clean slate. And Cassie Purdon is going to tell us about beginning anew. Oh, young Misha is going to tell us. Well, we had a change in, they're going to work together. All right.
Yule is a time to set aside animosity between yourself and people who would normally antagonize you. The Norse had a tradition that enemies who met under a bough of mistletoe were obligated to lay down their arms. They believed we should set aside our differences and think about that as we recite this prayer inspired by Norse legend and history.
Let me be true to 9 noble principles. Give me courage, both physical and moral. Help me speak the truth, both spiritual and actual. Help me uphold my honor, my reputation and honor compass. Strengthen my faithfulness, that I might remain true to the gods, my family, and my community. Strengthen my discipline, my will to uphold honor and other virtues. Teach me hospitality, treating others with respect and being a part of the community. Remind me to be industrious, to work hard as a means of achieving my goals. Strengthen my self-reliance, letting me take care of myself while still maintaining relationships with all that is sacred.
Thank you. Well done. You see, this season isn't all about just fun and games and presents. The Celtic people knew the importance of the solstice. It was necessary to put aside staple foods for the coming months because it would be a long time before anything fresh grew again. Consider as we recite this devotional inspired by Celtic myth and folklore what your family has put aside, both material goods and things on the spiritual plane. And reading the prayer for this will be Addie Black.
The food is put away for winter. The crops are set aside.
Can Addie raise the microphone so that you're talking into it? There you go.
The crops are set aside to feed us.
Wait. We're going to get your voice on it. We're going to get help. There you go. Hold it up to your mouth.
I hate you. And the sheep are in from the pasture. The land is cold, the sea is stormy, the sky is gray. The nights are dark, but we have our family, kin and clan around the fire. Stay warm in the midst of the darkness. Our spirits in love flame, a beacon burning brightly in the night.
Thank you. Well, I have another story for all ages and for this season. I'm going to come down so that I can talk to the children first, because I'm going to need help with telling this story. Some of you know this story. I've done this before. And so I'm missing some of the words here in my story. So I'm going to ask you to help me fill in. Can somebody give me a time of day, morning, noon, night? Yes, go ahead. Midnight. Thank you. I need a building, any kind of building. Yes, Liza. A church. I need an animal. Yes. A cat. And a piece of clothing. Any? A jacket. All right. A famous person? Alexandra, do you know any famous people? Okay. Misha, do you know any famous people? Billie Irish. Ireland? Irish, that's what I said. Eilish. Am I doing it right yet? Thank you. Another piece of clothing, Rose. Oops, I stepped on your foot. A hat. Okay, and over here, I need another piece of clothing. A boot. You said something, but you said something, I think. A sock. I will need it somewhere else in this story. A sock. All right. I need a body part. Ooh. An eye. And a season. Winter. You were going to say summer? Well, we'll try summer next time. A piece of furniture. Okay, who hasn't given me something? A piece of furniture. A chair. That's a lovely, like the one you're sitting in. Okay, I need 3 parts of a house. Addie. Just one at a time. Part of a house. The kitchen, that's good. A bedroom. A fireplace. All right, we're getting there. Okay, this is going to be a tough one. A celestial object. Do you know what that means? Oh, I guess somebody does. Lily. Yes, okay, choose one. The moon, okay. We're getting there. I need 2 more body parts. Oh, a foot. Okay, yes. A heart. Okay, where did that go? I needed a body part, and it was the heart. All right. I need another famous person. Anybody in the back want to yell out something? Winston Churchill. Yay! Yay, Winston. Okay, I need another part of a house. A roof. Okay, I got a roof. A vehicle. A car. A plant. Aloe vera? That's what I heard. And one more time of day. Yes. Sunrise. Okay, I'm ready to tell the story. Shall I tell it from here? All right, thank you for your help. This is a joint story, and it goes like this. 'Twas the midnight before Christmas, and all through the church, not a creature was stirring, not even a cat. The socks were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that Billy Eilish would soon be there. Papa in his hat, and I in my, I can't even read my own writing, but I'll say my bathrobe, had just settled our eyes for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my chair to see what was the matter, and away to the kitchen I flew like a flash, threw open the bedroom door, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering foot should appear but a miniature, I need a vehicle. A Mini Cooper. What? A Mini Cooper and a number. 4. You got to call them out in an animal. I see I missed some parts. Another animal. Go, Naomi. A dog. Okay. And what to my wondering foot should appear but a Mini Cooper and 4 dogs? And a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Winston Churchill. Recognized him anywhere. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work. And filling his stockings, he turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his heart, and giving a nod, up the roof he rose. He sprang to his car, and to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of an aloe vera. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good sunrise." Thank you. I think that's my favorite part of Christmas anymore. All right. Christmas is a celebration of the Yule season, and it uses many traditions of the Yule. We don't hear much nowadays about the Oak King or the Holly King. The current king of Christmas is an elf named Kris Kringle or Santa Claus, and that was the story we told with your help today. All right, moving on. Keep the teleprompter coming. Oh, this is my second favorite part of the Christmas celebration. Inside your order of service are your words to the 12 days of Christmas. Also, at the very top, you have your number. That means the verse that you are responsible for with everybody else that has the same number. And this is how we do it. When your number comes up, if you still have jumping knees, I no longer have them, but if you jump up in your seat and sing the words loudly, if you want to stay in your seat, you just raise your hands in celebration. And then we will all sing the rest of the parts that are not in italics. Maestro. On the first first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me once. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves. You got it. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 maids a-milking, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 turtle doves, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. One more. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 4 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. so much fun. Thank you. And thank you, number ones and twos. You had the best. All right. I have this book that sits out in the library in front of the sanctuary doors to record the stories that live in this community. I have several stories to share with you today. Starting off today is Joy Fletcher's birthday. Joy is sitting here in the second row with the Santa hat on. And to you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joy. Happy birthday to you. Yay. Thank you. I have to admit that Joy said she didn't want us to sing happy birthday, but could I help it if Misha just broke into song? Thank you, Misha. I have some more good news. Dale Husband's YouTube channel was restored after he won his legal fight against the one who violated his intellectual property rights. Congratulations, Dale. And from Paul Shatner, I have this request. You name it. 80% of the congregational meeting voted that we would change our name, but less than 5% of the whole congregation have submitted suggestions for a new name. Come on, folks, he says, and all can't have that little imagination. Fill out a card at the You Name It table out in the lobby, and who knows, yours might be the winning choice. We will be voting on that new name in May, so you have some time to be thinking about it, but please do put your suggestions in. It is with a heavy heart that I announce the resignation of Brian Skinner as president of the Board of Trustees because of personal conflicts. I am personally so grateful for the work that Brian has done in the last 2 years, first on the board as a general member, and then last year and this year as president. Marianne Herman is recovering from pneumonia and is out of the hospital and at home. Cards would be welcome. Yay, Marianne. And I think I told you this a week or so ago, but Claire Morgan fell while she was on a cruise and broke her arm. She is back with us with her arm in a cast, and a little the worse for the wear, but she said she had fun before she fell, so this is a good thing. Let us take a moment to consider the stories that live in this community, all of them important, whether they are spoken aloud or not, because we are a community and we need to be aware of one another at all times. So let us take a moment to share a bit of silence as we consider these stories and the people who live in our hearts, and then we will have some music to meditate by. want to talk to you about the traditions of Yule, and you might find a lot of them very familiar because we borrowed from the Yule traditions to celebrate other seasonal holidays. I want to start with the Yule Fire. A giant log called a Yule log was often brought into the great hall where people gathered to eat and to keep warm. Sometimes the log was so large it didn't fit into the fireplace, but one end was set up to burn, and then the men would push the log into the fire pit when that end burned away. What wasn't burned this year would be saved to start the fire the next year. We have some Yule logs here on our table. We didn't have a fireplace in which would fit a giant Yule log, so we stacked several small ones. And I will read an ancient poem about the Yule Fire. No, I will not read it. Jillian Black will read it. A poem about the Yule Fire, whose author, I'm sorry to say, has been lost to history. Jillian? Okay, good. Thank you, Virginia. Do we have... Oh, there we go. She's there.
Kindle the Christmas brand, and then till sunset let it burn. When quenched, then lay it up again, till Christmas next returns. Part must be kept to tend the Christmas log next year, and where it is safely kept, the friends can do mischief there.
Good. The friends can do no mischief there. Remember that. Now, a pomander was a big part of these Yule rituals, and I went to all the trouble to make a pomander. You did do it by taking a firm orange and sticking whole cloves into it, and it smells just wonderful. And I got all those cloves in with my thumbs burning to do so, and then I left it at home. So I want you to imagine it as we tell you about the pomander. There is you can make these pomanders at home because oranges represent life, fertility, energy, and joy. Do I have somebody that's supposed to be reading this, or am I reading this? Who's Eliza? Is this your part to read? Okay, well, then maybe it's coming up. I will. You get ready to read the part that you've got, and I'll continue reading this. The pomander represents the sun, and so by making this craft, you are inviting energy into your home. Cloves have magical folklore, represent prosperity and good luck, and they are also aligned with the planet Jupiter, our wonderful, benevolent, expansive, and abundant planet. So with each clove you stick into your orange, you come back to your intentions. You are deepening your invitation in each clove, with each clove, and bringing that energy into a physical item. And now Eliza will tell you what to do with your pomander once you make it.
Hang your pomander. There are a few things you can do with your now magical pomander that is holding the energy of your intention. You can place it somewhere special in your home, your altar, your special place, your sacred space, even on your Christmas tree. If your invitation to seasonal celebrations is on a small enough piece of paper, you can pin it or attach it to your pomander. Keep your pomander for a full moon cycle. On the next full moon, bury it, along with your written intention, somewhere out in nature, and leave some organic apples or seeds out as an offering.
Thank you. And I also took one of the wooden spoons out of my kitchen and wrapped it with red ribbon and left it at home as well. But to make your wooden spoon for the Yule season, you need one wooden spoon and some thin red and green or gold ribbon. And you tie the ribbon around the spoon, and if you wish, add a stick of cinnamon. And now Lavinia will tell us what to do next. Yes.
Take the spoon in your right hand and say, "Brightest blessings on this Yuletide fair, give love and peace an equal share." Tie the ribbon in a bow around the neck of the spoon and say, with Yuletide warmth in my heart be blessed, that lifts your heart of kin and guest. Take your charm and place it in a suitable place in your kitchen, This charm will be extended in many ways, for example, by tying a pouch of cinnamon together with the ribbon. Brilliant, small gift, and you can do it yourself.
Thank you. We have a final reading called The Solstice Dance by Dorothy Morrison that Virginia and I will do. And as we read, then I want the children to come. I forgot already who has the suns. Oh, there we go. Come and get a sun symbol to hang on the tree and anything else that you have created or made while we read. Virginia, you want to start?
Wrappings and ribbons dance into the room and step to the lilt of a holiday tune. They splendidly waltz in a colorful swirl and sing peace and joy as they dip and they twirl.
Okay, go ahead and put them on the tree, one at a time in careful order. Gifts dance out too, each one hand-picked with care. They wait for adornment and the time they will share with those who receive them on the holiday and anticipate making their lives bright and gay.
Then out come the scissors, the tape, and the glue, and name tags and bells, and mistletoe too. A snip here and there, then some ribbon, a bow. Then under the tree all the presents are stowed.
To wait for the morning that children all rise long before darkness is shed from the skies, to free them with haste from their wrappings and such, and squeal with delight, Santa, thank you so much. And to end our celebration this morning, we are going to sing hymn number 235, Deck the Hall. And remember, we're talking about the Great Hall, not the hallways in our modern homes, so it's one hall. 235, Deck the Hall. Please stand as you're willing and able. Deck the hall with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Toll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing moon before us, la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Folly in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Cast away the old year passes, fa la la la. Hail the new year passes, fa la la. Sing rejoice all together, fa la peace of the wind and weather, Our chalices burned this morning as a symbol of our togetherness on these darkening days. The light will be returning within 2 days, and we celebrate that as well as we prepare for our family traditions and holidays this year. Our benediction is a little bit longer than usual. It's solstice is the most magical time of year. However, it can also be one of the most stressful. So remember to take a moment to notice the beauty that is all around you right now. Reflect on the current position of the winter solstice sun and feel its lights shining down upon you. Nature is slowing down, and so should you. Be still and observe the peaceful silence and renewal taking place. Engage all of your senses. Take deep breaths and really be present. Pause for a few moments to look at the beautiful sparkling lights. Listen to your favorite winter song. Smell the cold, crisp air mixed with the scent of cinnamon or pine. Taste your favorite warm drink or snuggle up with a cozy blanket. Turn off all electronics and just be still. So may it be in all our lives. And now I invite you to join us for coffee and conversation in the library. Happy Yule.